It really doesn't matter where in the world you look. Plastics are a problem. Manufacturers produce about 460 million tons of plastic each year. Less than 10% of that is recycled. The United Nations Environment Program says we could slash plastic waste by 80% in the coming decades using existing technologies and by following the mantra, reduce, reuse, recycle. But scientists and advocates warn the plastics manufacturing industry as it stands is unsustainable long term.
You have to be very careful about unintended consequences. So if there is a new polymer material that is going out into the market, then manufacturers have to think really carefully about the end of life of that material.
Because most of that material ends up in a landfill or in waterways, damaging plant and animal habitats while threatening entire ecosystems. Researchers at University College London are studying how to cut the plastic waste that humans produce. And that includes biotechnology, like deploying plastic-eating bacteria in a small anaerobic digester. In short, it's a device where bacteria break down what's typically organic material, but in this case, plastics.
So we want to reduce those times. We want to reduce the time taken to degrade plastic in anaerobic digesters, to bring that into that 3-week window, which is what anaerobic digesters run commercially at now.
While advocates support these steps, they say the long fight needs more buy-in from nations serious about cutting plastic waste.
Now, we're talking about China, we're talking about India, Singapore, or any other country. These are the countries that have huge populations. These are the countries that have the huge pollution when it comes to plastic. So if you're talking about any meaningful commitments and desire and seriousness on having a plastic pollution treaty, all countries, all member states must demonstrate that they are committed.
UN scientists estimate that 9.2 billion tons of plastics were produced from 1950 to 2017. About 7 billion tons of that was waste. As the new meeting of the UN-organized Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee on Plastic Pollution begins this week in Paris, demonstrators say the time for action is now. Arash Arabasadi, VOA News.